Someone over there. Sneaking around. Trying to get a good view of the action probably. Right. Just out here with the Mover X. Expandable. Sturdy. A little bit of a modification. I'm quite tall and the handle wasn't big enough. I was catching my shin on that metal there. Not my shin, the back of my ankle. Can you imagine how much that hurt when that hits the back of your ankle? Well, I tell you, it hurts a lot. So I've just attached this, look. Modifications have begun. Xmaxx. So I've put new toe links, steering toe links I think they're called, these things. They had completely bent. They were like that and had gone all soft and floppy. So they've been changed. I've also, let me just get rid of the camera, just bear me one sec. I've also done an M2C brace bar, a new front and rear skids, and M2C, I don't know if you can see them, but extensions. So I've put on the M2C extensions that work with the existing wheels, but I've also got, thanks to my mate RC Basher, I've also got the things that you can screw on so you can fit the larger 24mm, the larger 24mm I think it is, wheels for a 5th scale. So they're kind of, they're like adaptable. They're quite clever really. So they work for this with a stock setup. And then you can screw these like big jockers on, and then you can use the more sort of standard 1/5 scale wheel setup. This Xmaxx uses the same wheel nut size as, you know, 1/8 scale cars. But with these M2C ones, you can adapt these to take the bigger thing there, the bigger lug. So it's a few centimetres wider. I don't know if you can tell really. It doesn't fit in my Mover X trolley anymore. I've also fitted an RPM bumper, I don't know if I mentioned that, but yeah, it's got an RPM bumper, bash bar, and hub extenders. So I thought by widening the, got a helicopter there, look. I thought by widening the hubs, my limited knowledge of suspension and geometry, by putting the weight further out, I think I've softened my suspension, which I thought might actually help with the old bunny hop. I have ordered heavier weight shock oil. A lot of people in the comments said that maybe a heavier weight shock oil would help, and I have ordered some. It's just not arrived yet. So I've ordered some 80 weight to go in, along with these new M2C pistons. So it's gone like full M2C, hasn't it? So yeah, my mate was selling these M2C bits, the bash bar and the hubs, M2C hub things, extenders, because he's moved on from his Xmaxx. So he let me have them for a good price. So I thought, yeah, do you know what? I quite fancy them. And I reckon that the brace, which has got a bit of flex in it, but I think that brace will probably sort out some of the issues you have with the pinion flying off and stuff like that, because this car is quite lightweight. It's still all plastic. It's got no aluminium bulkheads or anything like that, and it's only running stock power, so that thing's probably overkill, really. Someone else said, you know, putting the hub extenders on might weaken it a little bit, but then I'm not running belted tyres, so yeah, I have extended it out a little bit, but I'm only using unbelted sledgehammers, so probably be worse off had I strapped some great big belted tyres on. Probably do more damage than this M2C. I don't know really, you'd have to sort of work it out, wouldn't you, what the mass weight is further away, you know, by going outwards as opposed to the weight being closer into the... Far too technical. Because obviously with this, you've not actually extended the arms, have you? You've not really changed. All you've done is set those wheels out further from the body, but you haven't changed the arms or the geometry of the suspension. But it's only a basher, so you know, it's not like I'm racing it, is it? Oh, and the other thing is, remember the tyre blew off last time out? Well, Traxxas and Wheelspin Models, who I am not sponsored by to say this, but because all Wheelspin do is send your complaint to the supplier. They don't really do anything, if you think about it. They sell you it, but if you have any issues, they just speak to their supplier, who's Traxxas, whoever imports Traxxas into the UK, and they decide. So Wheelspin Light just mediate it. So fair play to them, though. They obviously put what you say across to the supplier, and they sent 2 new orange tyres out. So blew one tyre. Thing is, I had only run it twice, but they don't know that, do they? But I did put that in the message. I said, you know, I've only driven this thing twice. But I could have said anything, couldn't I? I had to send some photos. There was obviously very little wear on these because I have only driven them twice. But I'd had them a month, you know. And yeah, sure as anything, within 10 minutes, pretty much that quick, yeah, brand new set on the way out. What I am noticing, the steering's gone because of the wider set, but that's all right. You just have to brake when you turn, and if you whack the brakes on, you can sort of throw it round. There you go, look. But yeah, I have lost a little bit of steering angle. And I've lost battery connection. Ugh, which is annoying. There we are. Back on. Lovely. So yeah, lost a bit of steering. But a bit more stable. Bit of weight as well. I did a bit of weight to it, haven't I? But the whole weight thing, without wanting to repeat myself every week, but the whole weight thing is a load of bollocks, isn't it? Because I'm using 6,500 milliamp batteries, 2 of them. But some people will run this with 2 10,000 milliamp batteries. So they might not have any extra weight, but they're running batteries that weigh half as much again. So yeah, weight's all a bit of a one, isn't it, really? So yeah, nothing excessive. A little slender bash bar, slightly bigger aluminium wheel hubs, a little bit of aluminium on the front and back diff cases, a little bit of aluminium on the top of the shock caps, a little bit of aluminium on top of that floating spur gear thing, you know, where the gears mesh in. A little bit of metal on the motor cap. I've got a GPM cap on the end of the motor. What else have I done? That's about it, really. Oh, GPM might be heavier, I don't know. GPM centre drive shaft. So I suppose if you added all that up, it's a little bit, isn't it? It's a little bit of weight, I guess. Same one. See if I can do something with that. Oh, nearly forgot. Annoying, isn't it? Probably need to just take them off now. Do you know what I mean? Take them off and just put Traxxas connectors on instead of messing about with these converter things. Because half the time spent doing them. So I would say, other than the steering, maybe I need to see it struggling. Might just need to do something with the servo, because it hasn't got a lot. So it might be time maybe for a servo Maybe for a servo upgrade. It's been in it a long time, this one. I mean, it turns, look, doesn't it? It's got like, seems to turn and then Not sure. Seems alright. Conscious there's a kid down there, I don't want to hit them. Yeah, it does land well now. I would say the extra width has perhaps helped this suspension. Putting that weight out a bit further has kind of helped. Yeah, do you know what? Next time I come, this is going to have Traxxas connectors on. I'm going to fire up my old soldering iron. The only thing I tend to do with that nowadays is put holes in tyres, you know, to vent them. So my tips are all gummed up, you know, because I use them for poking holes in tyres. So I'll have to buy some new tips. Otherwise it'll be horrendous, won't it, with all the rubber on them. So yeah, get some new tips. And weld on some new probably going to call that a day. The only reason being is I'm getting bored of doing this, so I'm sure you are. I have been known to tie wrap them, you know. But in a fire that would be bad, wouldn't it, if I'd connected them. Keep it low level, just do the battery down here. Gotcha. So because it's wider, you can actually give it more going into corners. So you can actually be a bit heavier on the throttle than I would have been, because I've got a bit more confidence that it isn't going to flip. So I can give it more gas. Which means that when it does go, when it's on the edge, it does tip, because I'm giving it a lot more gas. See, that's nearly full trigger. was I saying about the pinion? That did that there, didn't it? When it went all horrible there. I heard it sort of go. So body's off. So even with I bet it's warm. Yeah, red hot. Even with the bash bar, that, whatever that was enough to dislodge the pinion. But do you know what? I'm not bothered. I am not bothered, because that was great. I loved how that drove. Oh, I really enjoyed that. That's a good upgrade. It just was a bit more. Yeah, it affected the steering. Obviously, it wasn't going around corners very well. But oh, Jesus Christ! It wasn't the most nimble of trucks I've ever had, obviously, but it was really good to drive because you could really give it some and it not tip. So I really enjoyed that. So a bit wider, bash bar didn't help where I thought it might help with the pinion, but I think that was probably where it got out of shape there. I don't worry about that. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the bash bar for what it must do. It must do something. I'm sure in the long run it will help. So yeah, successful M2C width test, I would say. Seemed to help the suspension. You'll see on the video, I'm sure. Got some Nikon today. Look, Gore-Tex in case it rains. They gave showers, but it's beautiful, isn't it? Seeing some people, no wildlife, so you know, not a full day really, unless I see some wildlife. Finger bandage is still there, look, which is nice. Right, well, thanks for watching. See you next week, if you can be bothered.